Hi, I'm Rob Shendo. Welcome to episode 57 of Rob's Feed Today. As always, I'd like to welcome new people to the podcast. Thanks for checking us out. I hope we measure up. And if you would, please go into iTunes or Blip TV or wherever. Subscribe to this podcast. If you have the opportunity, please rate and comment on it. You may notice this is the fourth episode this week, and that's about the schedule I'd like to be on right now. It's double what I did before. And I have to tell you, it's Thursday morning right now, and we had quite the weather yesterday. Amazing weather yesterday. I can't tell you, all week it was so damn hot, sweaty, humidity like nothing, like everything. And that really affects me poorly. I just wanted to sleep. Hibernate in the summer and just get comfortable. And I was totally unable to do it. Even if I went outside, it was worse than inside. Well, of course. And go in someplace, went to the grocery store, come out, torture. All that changed overnight. Maybe you're a college student living in a dorm. Maybe you just live in a small studio apartment. What you need to do is get over to dormco.com/Rob. Once you're there, you'll find all kinds of items specifically designed for folks living in small spaces. That's dormco.com/Rob. What was it that caused the weather to change? Weather. The worst thunderstorm, downpour, tornado warnings, and everything that I can recall in a long time happened to occur. Of course, I was out and about in it, but safely I was on the bus. And from that safe location on the bus, I was able to observe the first group of crazy people that I encountered that evening, or saw that evening. As the bus, I was going to downtown Chicago to see the film I talked about to you earlier, and we happened to go past the Apple store on Michigan Avenue. All that horrible weather, people running like everything to get some shelter from it, absolutely soaked. We go past the Apple store, and today the iPhone 4 comes out. It was first available. People sitting through it from the front down the block, and who knows how far, waiting for it. Now I'm a technology person, and I'll be one of the first to run to acquire the newest technology, but I'm not going to do that. That was just crazy, sitting there waiting to be the first to have the new iPhone. And then after the movie, I decided to do some light grocery shopping, so I took the L to a location and bought my groceries, and then I have to get back on the same L platform. The Times said that the next train wouldn't be for another 12 minutes, so I lingered on the street, and there's all kinds of people around. There was an SUV with two straight guys, I assume straight guys, sitting there across the street, and as it turns out, they were waiting for their guests or some friends who they were expecting to leave that same train, the same platform. And at a certain point, they opened up the window and they would scream out, "Chris," in my direction, but of course it wasn't for me, it was for someone coming from behind. All right. This Chris and his friend, both with luggage, go across the street. Two guys get out of the SUV and show affection and glee and happiness that their friends have returned, and how they express that affection to each other. Hand extended, shake the hand, pat the back once, twice. That's always the way it is. Handshake and two pats on the back. That's crazy. Why, straight or gay, I don't know why you just can't go and actually give a nice, warm hug. That's crazy. So there I mentioned almost two almost playful examples of crazy people. But the third example was really, really distressing. I saw the movie. That's what I went downtown for. I saw the movie ate the Mormon proposition. And I tell you, those people are absolutely nuts. They, Proposition 8 changed the Constitution in the state of California to prohibit marriage that wasn't between a man and the woman. Prior to that, the California Supreme Court struck down the marriage laws in that state, so they discriminated that marriage should be open to all loving couples, regardless of gender. Proposition 8 changed that, and Proposition 8 was funded with millions upon millions upon millions of dollars from the Mormon Church. And they deceitfully tried to block that knowledge, and they cooked their books so that it wouldn't be found. Well, it was found. But you talk about your shakedowns. They shook down funds from all their members. They said, we know you make this much money. You can afford to put this much into this campaign. Dangerous. And then they take away rights that people already had. I mean, they are nuts. We've got to remember the Mormon Church. They're the people, the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. They were chased across the country because of their beliefs. Run out of town. And one of them was, those beliefs was polygamy. That's how they happened to settle in Utah, because Utah was a vast wilderness at the time, and they established a population there. But they're not a church. They're a political action committee. And they don't deserve to be tax exempt. I'd like to make a call of action to revoke their tax exempt status, because they totally organized again. Not only in California did they do this, they actually had done it in Hawaii as well. Arrogant, smug, no tolerance, liars. So I said, an excellent film that distressed me to no end. Make sure you see it. If you can't get to a theater to see it, in July, you can get it on DVD. Now this weekend here in Chicago and across the country, across the world I guess, it's Pride celebrations everywhere. The big Pride parade is here in Chicago this Sunday. This will be so neat because the Chicago Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup, and that will go through the Stanley Cup is going to be in the Gay Pride Parade. And there will also be a representation by the National League baseball team, our Chicago Cubs, in the parade. Isn't that cool? That is so neat. I can't attend. I have work to do because of the Pride celebrations. But I hope you have a joyous one. Come by and see us too, and it should be one great party. Pride has always been a little bittersweet for me now, at least in the last 3 years. Because 3 years ago, the day of the Pride parade, I didn't attend it then either, but I was elsewhere. And where I was out of state, at a hospital bedside. That was when my mother died. So I'm always going to think of my mother when I think of the Gay Pride Parade, but be that as it may, it is a reason to celebrate, in spite of the Mormons. So, having said that, that's all I'm going to say.